Hey guys, welcome back to Hands On Channel. Today we're going to talk about some different methods that I've used for cutting metal, and I wanted to show you a new tool that I just picked up from Harbor Freight. It's made by Bauer. It's actually a portaband or a portable bandsaw, and man, I am really loving this thing. I've been cutting for years with an angle grinder, and I'll show you the one I've been using. Boy, I've put a lot of miles on this as far as cutting steel, and just everything I can think of I've thrown at this angle grinder, and it's been great. But it's slow, it's messy. There's certain things that the angle grinder is superior at, like making angled cuts and stuff like that. When you need to get in there and make some precise work, you can do that with an angle grinder if you're pretty good at it, but it's just slow and you go through a lot of wheels and it's a real headache. It's loud, you know, it's annoying. So I picked up this portable bandsaw to solve some of those problems. And let me get you pulled in here, and I want to show you this thing because I was real hesitant to buy it. I watched several review videos on YouTube, and I don't want to name any names, but this one guy, he basically just ripped this thing, and I didn't feel like he gave it a fair shake. So I want to show you guys basically how to use this tool, how to put the blade on it. Basically it's real simple to operate. If you can't figure this out, then you have problems. Maybe some of the earlier ones might have been problematic, I don't know, but this one that I got has no problems at all, and I am just loving it. I don't know if you can see it in this angle here, but I've got some oil filled pipe over here. That's the main thing I really bought this thing for, was to slice down oil filled pipe into manageable sizes so I can use it for other projects. But and this oil filled pipe I'm dealing with is about 1/4 inch thick sidewall, so it ain't no joke. There's many ways you can cut metal. You could use a torch, you know, if you're good at it, you can get fairly straight cuts with that. You could use a plasma cutter, but you know, both of those things nowadays, they're very expensive. You know, to get yourself a torch set up, you're probably looking at, for a nice one, you're probably looking at $300 to $500. For a good plasma cutter, you're looking at $700 to $1,000. So we're talking a lot of money to make metal cuts. And I picked up this Bauer thing for like under $100 with a coupon. So you can't beat that with a stick. So let me get you guys pulled in here and I'll show you how it cuts, and we'll talk about it a little bit more and its features. And here's my old Porter cable grinder, angle grinder, that I've used for years. And here on the table is some of the oil filled pipe that I have to cut down. So you can see that's pretty thick stuff, and you can do it with an angle grinder, and if you've got a brand new wheel on it, it'll go most of the way through before you have to rotate it around, but it's a real pain in the butt. And so I picked up this Bauer unit here, and you get a nice little plastic case with this unit. If you don't like those, well, that's fine, but I kind of do like it because it keeps everything together and you know, keeps it all organized for you and safe in case you're rough in your shop. You won't drop anything on this thing. First off, let me tell you, I was a little disappointed. I didn't get any blades with this thing. It came with 0 blade. So if you get this thing, you're going to get it home, you're going to want to try it out. You're not going to be able to because you didn't get a blade with it. I don't know if Harbor Freight sells blades or not. I read some of the older reviews. People were complaining about the blades, so maybe they just got tired of hearing about the complaining and just decided to not put a blade in it. You'll see I have a couple of blades here. I bought some Linux metal cutting blades, and here in a moment, or maybe I'll insert some text in the video here that says what the TPI is, because I wasn't really sure what to get. Pretty nice flexible rubber cord, no complaints there. You have a dial here to control the speed of the wheel and hence the blade, so that's pretty nice. Here's the business end of it. Down here you've got these rubber wheels. That's actually what you know, that it's got like a rubber band around it, or a tire type of a situation that's on there. I don't know if that's glued on or what. That'd be the one thing I'd be worried about over using this thing for years and years and years. What happens when that rubber wears out? Can you get parts for it? Probably not. You may have to, if you're handy, maybe you can make something, I don't know, but you've got ball bearings and stuff down here, so that's good news. This seems fairly adjustable. I didn't have any problems with it right out of the box getting the blade on it. Another guy on his video was talking about these things are so close he couldn't get the blade on and off, but there's clearly plenty of clearance there to slide a blade in there. I don't know what his deal was. I think he just wanted to run the saw down, and you know, he didn't like it because he's a Milwaukee or whatever his favorite preferred brand is. He's a fanboy of them, and there's a lot of guys like that, especially on YouTube, I've noticed. I'm more about getting the job done and, you know, keeping my money in my pocket as much as possible, and this thing does it. To get the blade on and off, you basically simply just loosen this thing off. It's real easy. You just turn it like that, Now it's loose, so you can slide the blade out of there. You'll see it's so daggum easy to put on and off that there's nothing to gripe about. You just slide the thing out. The only thing that's a little tricky is that, you know, you can see this angle here is straight and then it turns right here. So it's a little tricky to get it into the bearings, but that's any bandsaw that you're ever going to use. So, I think enough talking about it. The next thing to do is get you set up here and show you how it slices through this oil filled pipe. Now it does have a little heft to it. This thing's no featherweight. If you had to hold this thing all day, probably wear your arm out. First of all, I'm just going to make a cut right here on the end just to straighten this thing out. And also I should show you there's a little foot down here that you can adjust out, and I need to actually do that right quick just to make this thing cut better. Hopefully you're seeing that. There's a couple of Allen screws here, and it comes with an Allen wrench, so you can get in there and tighten that up and move this and adjust it down so that the foot actually has something to rest against. That way you're not having to sit here and hold it. Although I have done it like that and it did work, but it's better to use the foot. That way it's not bouncing around. And they give you some replacement brushes in case you ever wear it out. That's pretty good. I think the one thing that Harbor Freight needs to improve upon is their replacement parts. If they could get replacement parts down, they'd probably dominate the tool market indefinitely. So should probably unplug it, but I'm not going to. Just don't hit the trigger. Okay, so you just loosen these guys off a little bit here. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. I got to say that at least every time, once in every video here. So we're going to pull that down. I'm just going to pull it all the way down. That's fine. The only complaint I have about this thing is once you have the foot down like this, it won't fit back in the case. So you have to adjust it back when you're ready to put it back in the case. So come on, get in there. And a little tedious to get set up here, but not that big a deal. And hopefully you can see now that foot sticks down quite a bit further. So now I've got something to rest against, and that's going to hold me nice and straight. The way to use this thing, of course, is you operate the trigger. I've got it set on max. So we're going to start here on the end, just clean this end up. And here we go. I'm just letting the weight of the machine do the cutting. I'm not pushing it. Not bad. And this is not even that hot. That made a really clean cut. Get you guys a close-up of that. I mean, clean and straight. Look at the one that was on there before. That's somebody cut with a torch. Now, if you're just doing it down and dirty and it doesn't matter, that's fine. But if you're trying to do some fabrication work or you need straight edges, that thing is nice. And I'm telling you, that's 10 times faster than it would have took me to do it with a grinder. I wanted to show you this. I'm really impressed with it. The Bauer Portaband bandsaw, under $100 if you get it with the coupon. And that's what you should do if you're going to shop at Harbor Freight. Get the 20%, 25% coupons, whatever, and go in there. And you got to watch out though, because a lot of times they exclude Bauer brand. So this one was actually a coupon for this particular item. So you may have to shop around and wait, until they run that special again. But this thing is going to save me a ton of time. I can run it on my generator, so I can use this out in the field. It's going to be an excellent addition to my tool arsenal. So, highly recommend it, guys. I haven't had it for a real long time, so I can't tell you about longevity, but I think if you take care of it, it seems like a pretty quality built tool. Everything seems fine, at least from the exterior, so I don't think you have any issues with this. Use it properly. If you treat it like garbage, then that's what you're going to get out of it. But anyways, guys, appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time.